You know the American education system is in trouble when the woman tasked with safeguarding it can't string together a grammatically correct sentence to save her life. That's right, folks. Linda McMahon, former WWE executive turned Secretary of Education, because apparently job qualifications are now just a vibe, sent a so-called threatening letter to Harvard University that ended up being more of a comedy roast for herself. Let's be clear. The only thing this letter threatened was the integrity of the English language. I have seen typos. I have made typos. We've all been there. But what Linda managed to do was not a typo here and there. No, honey. It was a full-scale grammatical massacre. Apostrophes cried. Commas fled in terror. Sentence structure? MIA. If you held a red pen while reading this thing, you'd have suffered hand cramps by page 2. Would it have absolutely killed her to run a quick spell check? Or, God forbid, ask an intern, a high schooler, to give it a once-over? Like, seriously, my 6-year-old niece, who just mastered cursive, mind you, could have done a cleaner job. But Linda? Oh no. She marched that letter straight out of her office and into the public sphere like it was the Gettysburg Address. The confidence, the gall, the absolute delusion of literacy. And before anyone says, well, she's not an English teacher, let me remind you, she is how the United States Secretary of Education. The top, the big one. The person we're supposed to trust with crafting education policy, overseeing standards, and ensuring our kids leave school knowing the difference between there, and there. If she can't even write a coherent paragraph, how on earth is she qualified to lead anything besides a fan club for Vince McMahon? Let's talk about how she even got here. Because unless there's a hidden degree in pedagogy tucked between steel chairs and pyrotechnics, this woman has zero, and I mean zero, business in the field of education. Her resume is straight out of a WWE storyline. Co-founded a wrestling empire with her husband, turned people hitting each other with folding tables into family entertainment, and then somehow parlayed that into a cabinet position. I swear, if this was a plot on Netflix, we'd call it satire. Trump, of course, boasted he only hires the best people. If Linda McMahon is the best, then I'd hate to see the B-list. It's like watching someone cast a Fast and Furious extra as a Supreme Court justice. Thrilling for the chaos, terrifying for the future of our democracy. It begs the question, how can any parent not question why someone this inept was put in charge of the education system? It's like handing the keys of a nuclear reactor to someone who just Googled, how does electricity work? Let me put it another way. You know how teachers used to hand back papers covered in red ink to help you learn from your mistakes? Well, bless her heart, Linda's letter looked like it lost a knife fight with a Bic pen. I've seen less red on Valentine's Day. Somewhere out there, an English teacher read that letter, took a long drag from a wine bottle, and wept softly for America. It's embarrassing. It's insulting. And it's dangerous. Because every moment someone this unqualified holds power over education is a moment our children's futures are being fumbled like a WWE championship belt in a rigged match. This isn't just about spelling and grammar. This is about standards. About expectations. About the basic belief that the people setting the bar for our students should at least be able to clear it themselves. Linda, sweetheart, please, for all our sakes, return to your natural habitat, the ring. Cut a promo, throw a chair, launch a new line of spandex. But leave education to people who can tell the difference between a sentence and a run-on train wreck. And someone, please, gift this woman a dictionary and a tutor and maybe a mirror so she can take a good hard look at herself before ever daring to send another letter on Department of Education letterhead. Because if this is what the best looks like, then we are in deep, deep trouble. Well, I really can't go any further with this one, y'all. This is Sensible Sue signing off. Remember to use spell and grammar check, and for the love of the children, who really are the future, please keep it sensible out there.